So you want to speedrun GTA 3 and you don't know where to start. I'm going to talk a little about what you need to speedrun this game. First of all, of course, you need a copy of the game. You can get one anywhere on the internet. You can go on Steam and get it, and that's about it. This is your first step. You just need the game to actually play it. Then you need to click on the link in the description below where is the document with all the information about the runs and tricks and routes and everything that you need to know to actually do a speed run of this game. And in case you have multiple monitors, I have linked a software that will help lock your pointer into the game because GTA 3 is a pretty old game and it doesn't know how to handle the multiple monitor setup, and you will run into a whole lot of problems. In the document that you have linked below the video, you will find a lot of useful information like the Discord channel and a lot of resources that you can use in your runs. So before I start with the actual route and explanation of what you need to do, I'm going to talk a little bit about the mechanics of the game, what you're gonna use in your speedrun and what you're gonna practice to be a good speedrunner, I guess. So let's just get started. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the camera change that occurs in the GTA 3 runs, and the reason the speedrunners do this thing is to despawn the traffic in front of them so they have a clear way and they don't have to steer left and right to avoid traffic, thus saving time and making the run a lot smoother. The next thing that we have is the infinite sprinting trick. This is used by mashing the sprint button. You can see on the left side that I keep on pressing spacebar, which is my sprint button, to not get tired when I'm running. And if you keep doing this, the game will think that, hey, he's not holding the button, which means he's not sprinting all the time, which means he's not getting tired, and we will allow him to sprint for a very long time. The next trick that we have is the mega jump trick. This is used in the run quite a lot. It is very useful. And as you can see, you just use the replay system that is built in the game and that is very flawed to mega jump and get a lot of horizontal speed and just push yourself forward and cover great distances. The only downside, as you can see, is that if you just mega jump on a straight surface and or uphill and not downhill, you will die because you will take a lot of damage. I'm going to walk you through it using the inputs that you see on the screen, and I will explain how to do the mega jump. There are two ways to do the mega jump, so let's start with the first way, and that is the jump mega jump, the jump way. I will explain it. Okay, so the first way to mega jump is the jump mega jump, I guess you could call it. Well, mega jumping is just starting an animation and jumping, starting a replay and cancelling it, and this is pretty much it. You have to cancel your animation, and that results in a mega jump. So basically you jump in this case, wait to land, jump again, double tap F1, and that sends you flying. Look, I'm just jumping once, jumping twice, double tap F1, and I'm hoping for the best because this is kind of tricky to get right. And as you can see there, I just flew across the bridge, and then again, jump, double tap F1, it doesn't work, jump, double tap F1, just try to get it right, and I finally get it right and I kill myself because I mega jumped in a straight line, and you don't want to mega jump in a straight line or uphill. The next way to perform a mega jump is the punch mega jump, and this is the one that I use in my run because I find it easier than the other ones. This one is basically the same thing. You start an animation, you start a replay, and you go flying. I do it with the punch animation. I just left click, jump, double tap F1, and this is it. This is all you have to do for the mega jump. Start an animation, jump, press F1 twice, and that's it. You're mega jumping. Okay, so I'm in the specific spot where I want to record my rampage replay. I'm lining myself up, and then I press F2, F3, F1, wait a little bit, and just press F2 again. What that does is F2 resets your replay cache, so you're not playing back replays from another run, which will make your run count as a new game plus. F3 starts to play back the replay that you have saved. I think that the replay that you have saved, and because you just reset everything, you have nothing really from another run, so everything is legit. F1 stops that, and also if you are not doing a playback, F1 will play back the last 30 seconds of your replay, the last 30 seconds, and that's not something really useful for now, but we will use that later in the run. After you press F2, F3 and F1, you wait like a second or something like this, not a long time because you don't want to lose time in a speedrun, and then press F2 again to save the replay cache. And what that does is save your replay. That's it. That's how you save like a 1 second replay, and you're done. The next thing is playing back the said replay, which is simply done by pressing F3. You press F3 and the game plays back the replay that you previously recorded. If you want to cancel the replay early, you just press F1, but if the replay is really short, you don't need to do that. And that's pretty much it. This is what you're going to use to start Rampage without being near a Rampage marker. This is used a lot throughout the run, and hopefully you will get it right the first time. You will understand the whole mechanism and it will be easy for you. Okay, the next little trick is not letting the driver's side door close, and that is done, as you can see, by getting into the car, holding down the jump button and driving off. If you do that, look again, get into the car, hold down shift, which is my jump button, drive, and Claude will let the door open. And if you slow down during your drive, he will just close it back, but that's really not a time loss. And if you let the car door open, it will be really easy for you to rip it off, and you will save time from getting in and out of a lot of cars during the run. The last thing before we actually start running the game is the setting up your options. I have brightness all the way up because this is a really dark game. You need the frame limiter on. That locks your game to 30 FPS and does not let your game just physics go wild, because the game's physics are locked to 30 FPS. The next thing, you don't really want to run the widescreen option because that is broken. You need to patch the game, and patching the game with the silent patch, if I'm not mistaken, actually invalidates your run. You don't need to use that patch. Just run the game in 4:3 resolution, and if you use the DX windowware that I linked in the description below, you can just tell the game, hey, I want a 16:9 or 16:10 resolution, and the game will just be stretched. The widescreen resolution is nothing else but stretching it anyways.